Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy, The Truth, with me. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad, people. Not too bad.
So it's a miserable day out there, people. We all know
Yeah.
rain. So it's one of
just
them
wanna
ones.
just wanna give a shout to my boy, Nathan and Wig. My man's lost their father the other day.
Oh, no.
Just a reminder for all of us guys that COVID is real. You know, try to stay safe out there. It's still going on, even much more potent than ever. So stay safe out there, people.
100% agree. And RIP, man, RIP. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. The thing is, what it is now, you got people that are fed up of it. But then when it happens to someone that you know, someone close, the reality sets in.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I get it from both sides. You know what I mean? I mean, there's more going on than what we know, but we can't get into that. But at the same time, it is out there. People are still losing their lives, man. So we got to do our best to stay safe and try and get through this and
That's it.
try and get to the other side, people. Just have to stay safe and just make sure that you abide by the rules, no matter how difficult it can be. But yeah. Anyway.
I think that pops us straight into with all the COVID that's going on now with the Premier League and stuff.
I'm telling you. We did touch on it in the last video, and nothing's really changed apart from the protocols that the Premier League have decided to bring in for the players. But as we said, it's catch 22. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, football's keeping a lot of people sane, and the little bit of escapism that everyone has. But at the same time, they're not above the law. And as far as the Lord is concerned, everyone down here is just a human, so anyone can get it. But we'll see how that develops, and we'll see what happens with that. But as usual, before we get into everything, as we say, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the thing. We are growing. It's getting better. The comments are coming in. It's like a man was sending for Fat Frank in the comments.
Hey.
Man called him the Fulham Broadway Neil Warnock, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. No.
You guys are harsh, man.
I'm telling you. But we love the interaction, man. So keep it coming.
Yeah, man.
Is the Premier League preview show. We're going to be, Truth and I are going to be getting into it, getting into a couple of teams, doing predictions, doing a little bit different. Instead of going through the whole list of fixtures that's going on, we're going to pick out the big 6 fixtures that we want to predict and get to. But first things first, what can I say? Lord knows.
They're top of the league. They're top of the league. They're top of the league. Flipping out, mate.
Lord knows how this man had. Listen, I don't know what Obeah man this guy knows. But listen, we are top of the league, and the thing is, it's a little bit different to previous. Like we have, we don't know what it feels like to be top of the league anymore, innit? Like since 2013, like we don't know what it feels like. It's a little bit different. I say that because I know under Mourinho, we were top of the league, but that was the beginning of the season. It was 4 or 5 games, and then we got hammered by City, and then that was it. But being top of the league in January, it feels all right. It feels nice. You know what I mean? It might be under false pretenses, but at the end of the day, the table says what it is, and Truth, go for it, man.
Table don't lie.
Go for it, man.
Yes, it's been. I think I saw something from Jason McAteer on Sky Sports where he said United's position was false. And, you know, as much as he's a Liverpool man, as much as he might have riled a few United fans up before that big game on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
on Sunday, there's a little bit of truth in it. It is quite a bit of truth in it. As I think he mentioned something that I mentioned last episode, where United haven't beaten any of the big six as of yet. I know they got Liverpool to come. United have been behind in almost, it's either over half or at least half of the games they've played. They've had the most goals coming in the last 10 or 15 minutes of the games leading to a win.
Fergie time, bro. Fergie time.
Exactly, Fergie time. Even going as far beyond Fergie time, all they did went a step further and they won a game after the game finished, which was a new one. But somehow they find themselves January, nearly halfway point, and they are 3 points on top of the league. I know you mentioned it before, but how does it feel since it's been, I think they said 2017 was the last time they were top of the league, and 2013 since they were last top of the league properly under Fergie. So how does it feel actually?
Listen, it feels all right. It feels all right. Listen, I'm not going to be gassing up the team because you know me already. I'm Mr. Pessimistic, bro. You know what I mean? There's no optimism from me whatsoever. But listen, at the end of the day, like a lot of people, like McAteer said, it's under, it's false. But my whole thing is that false or not, we're top of the league. 3 points clear at Liverpool. 17 games are gone. It's not an illusion. It's not an illusion. We're in
the table doesn't lie. The table never lies. I'm sorry, it never lies.
Is it false in terms of the team and Ollie and what people believe would happen with this United side? Of course it is. Because no one, listen, even 4 or 5 weeks ago, nobody in their right mind would have said that United will be top of the league in January going into the biggest game of the season. Nobody. Yeah. But we've gone on it's a mad run. It's a mad run. Since we lost to you lot, we're 12 games unbeaten. What is it? Hold on, where is it? I think it's 9 wins. Is it 9 wins? Yeah. 9 wins and 3 draws. Yeah. So whether or not it's fluke, whether or not it's judge, at the end of the day, we're there. One of the things I did take up with Jason McAteer, which he said that I'm sick and tired of hearing from Liverpool and Liverpool fans, is about their injuries, bruv. Like everyone gets injuries, innit? And he was like, "Oh, United haven't had the injuries that everyone else has had." Bro, last season we lost Rashford, we lost Pogba, we lost Bailly, we lost Tony, right? Last season, whereas Liverpool didn't lose anybody. So, bro, that's football. Last season, Liverpool didn't lose nobody, and they went and ran away with the league. This season, they've got injuries, but let's be realistic. Apart from Gomez, Matip, and Van Dijk, everyone else is back for them. And I know Van Dijk is a massive, massive part of their team. I get that. But everyone else, look at City last season with Laporte. They lost the port, and this is what happened. So I don't want to be hearing nothing about injuries. I don't want to hear that. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It happens. Like, the season's not over. United could go and lose players. You know what I mean? So stop using injuries as an excuse. We've seen Klopp doing it. We've seen Klopp saying, the injuries and this, that, and the other, blah, blah. And everyone that does it. Don't get me wrong. Mourinho is Premier. He's top of the league for complaining about injuries. But, bro, that's football. Like, everyone's human. You lose players, but you just have to get on with it. And it's not my fault that Liverpool haven't got the squad depth to deal with some of the injuries that they got. But reverting back to it, it feels good. I'm not getting carried away, but I'm ready to go and park the bus, plane, get me that Boeing 737 plane and park it at Anfield, bruv, in front of the goal. I'm ready to go to Anfield and stink out the place. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
We're gonna get into the Liverpool game soon, but just referring to what you just said, taking off my hating United hat, because if everyone knows me, just a history lesson. I have hated United with a passion ever since I started supporting Arsenal. My parents used to support Man United. We always used to have a rivalry. I have hated United. And then my main thing when it came to hating United was, obviously, you guys know, Pizzagate. You know, I went to school the next day. There was fights, people fighting over the game, and that made me start hating United with the biggest passion ever. No matter what, I hate United more than Tottenham, more than Chelsea, more than anyone. So I hate United. But what TJ said there is true. One thing, yes, I may say United may have got fortunate over other things, but one thing I would say is that injuries happen. COVID has happened. And I have to praise Man United in their way they've handled the COVID, because you can tell their players are taking it seriously, and they are in a bubble, and they're, you know, they're staying religious to it. A lot of teams are not staying as safe as they can be, and are putting themselves at danger, whether it's going to see family members going outside of the bubble or whatnot. You're putting yourself at risk. You know, a lot of teams are getting COVID and that. So, you know, injury, and as you said, injuries happen. You have to have, Liverpool are a big enough team to have a big enough squad to cope with the injuries that they have had. When you hear stuff like them saying, "Oh, we're not going to go in the transfer market for defenders," why not? You got the money. You're Liverpool. I know COVID's had a big hit, but go in the market, pick up 15 million defender, go get defender on loan. You know.
Yeah, try a loan deal. Try and see what you
Yeah,
can
try a
get
loan
out
deal.
on loan. Try and get
You
a
have
loan
to,
deal,
yeah.
because as far as I know, I don't know, but as far as I know, that Van Dijk, Gomez, and Matip, none out of the three of them are anywhere near coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
So what? I think there's 2 more weeks left in the transfer window, and Liverpool haven't done anything. And I get to a certain extent what Klopp's saying. I'm not going to go out and buy a defender just for the sake of it. And obviously, we all realistically know no one's really available in January. Like, it's a gem that you get if you get anyone in January. But like, try and do a loan thing. Try and see if you could get anyone out on loan. Loans aren't just for the small clubs. Like, United have done loan deals before for players. You know what I mean? Like Henrik Larsson coming to mind. You know what I mean? And a few others when Everton got Landon Donovan and all that. So like, teams can do loan deals and try and sort something out, but it seems like Klopp is on this siege mentality at the moment, where it's just like, I can't do anything, I can't get who I want. So if it goes right, I'm going to be lauded for it because I won the league without Van Dijk, which no one said I was going to do. And if it goes wrong, it's like, well, I didn't have any defenders, so it doesn't matter.
That's it. Yeah. I've always accused Klopp of this. Klopp, despite how great he has been, he's always tried to play that underdog mentality, that small club mentality, because when you don't have that pressure, you tend to play better. And Klopp tried to use that as an advantage a lot of the time. For me, if you are, especially champions, your target on your back, you need to have a big club mentality so the players, you know, feel champions. You got that small club mentality goes out the window once you're champions. And you know, I think they have the resources to go and sign a player on loan. They could go snap up a Lewis Dunk for £20, 20 million.
Man, they're £20.
20 million. Get somebody loan. You know, I'm not talking about a long-term fix, because Matip has been injury prone for how long? So it wouldn't be an issue to get a defender in. Gomez, again, injury. He's young, but he's been injured. He's been out more times than he's been in.
It's true.
So they've been playing with fire all this time. So there's no sympathy on my part when it comes to injuries. Every club has had injuries. We've had injuries. City have had. City's only got like how many players? They can't even have. Sometimes can't even fill the full bench.
Exactly, so, and Pep's not crying about it.
Yeah,
like Pep's not crying. And as much as I'm not Pep's biggest fan, like, he's not crying about it. Like, obviously, with losing Laporte last season, he was just like, I've just got to get on with it, and it's massive. But it seems like ever since it's happened, like Klopp's under pressure. Liverpool are under pressure. Like, one of the most difficult things in the Premier League, which we have seen, is trying to retain the league. It's one of the most difficult things, and obviously we managed to do it twice. Twice, doing it 3 times and whatever, and whatnot. And obviously Chelsea did it back to back with Jose. So it is the most difficult thing to do. I get it, but at the same time, stop trying to make excuses and get on with it. And as far as I'm concerned, I think we said it a few weeks back. the fact that they had at one point so many players out, we went through them. It was a mad list, and they're joint top of the league now. Brother, it just shows what levels Klopp is. But at the same time, stop moaning. Like it's not like you're in like 10th, 11th place and that you're out of the title race. You're still there. So stop trying to make excuses and get over it and play it, because at the end of the day, you're still the favourites to win the league along with City. So
Definitely.
get on with it, man.
Definitely, I agree. Anyway, on to the game. I thought just before that we talk about the game, we talk about something that Klopp mentioned to stoke the pressure a little bit. And this is to do with TJ's expertise, his speciality, which is officials and VAR. Okay, it's not been a mistake, it's not been an error that Man United, not unlike Liverpool, I may add though, not unlike Liverpool, you have to remember last season, a huge factor in Liverpool's title win was the amount of VAR decisions they got, the amount of favourable decisions they got. So I'm not going to just swing out there, but Man United have had, especially this season, the rub of the green, so to speak. And Klopp did call upon it, trying to stoke the pressure on the referee. I wonder who's going to be the referee this Sunday. I don't know who the
I
referee
pray to God it's not Michael Oliver. Please. If it's going to be Michael Oliver, I'm not even watching the game, bruv. I'm not watching the game because it's pointless.
So it is going to be interesting. But now, so that's the thing. We've got the two clubs that have benefited from VAR the most over the last 2 years. Going ahead. What are your thoughts, especially? I know United got the rub of the green when it came to the Shaw sending off. What have you have to make about Klopp's remarks? Are they justified? Were they there to raise pressure? Does he have a point? And how much of a issue is officiating going to be on Sunday?
See, Klopp's trying to get under the referee's skin. He's just trying to let the referee know, hey, you're coming to Anfield. This is Anfield we're talking about. It's not any of these other grounds. It's Anfield. You can't be trying to give Man United any decisions, right, in this game. They're trying to stoke the pressure up, because at the end of the day, he's trying to deflect, trying to make it look as though the referee is going to be in favour of United. Like, United don't get any decisions at Anfield. So that he didn't need to do that. Has he got a point? No, because Liverpool get the same favourable decisions that we do. So
They have.
If you look over the course of the 1.5 seasons that we've had, they've got the same amount of favourable decisions that we've had. People not being sent off. Obviously, the penalties not as much, but when you work it out over the 2 seasons, it balances itself out. But no, I don't think he has a point at all. I just think it's a case of you're coming to Anfield. It's a massive game. Don't give United any decisions whatsoever, or else. That's what it is. Because if they lose because of a VAR, like, could you imagine, right? Could you imagine, Tony, if he's fit, gets clattered, right, by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and the referee doesn't give it, and then he goes over to the VAR machine, and then bruv, listen, I could see 2-footed studs down Tony's Achilles, bruv, with Trent taking him out, and the referee is gonna be like, no, it's still not a penalty. Like, that's what Klopp's praying for by putting this pressure on, because he knows any decision that goes to VAR that United get, he's gonna be like, see, I told you, Man United get everything. But so trying to get under referee string. I mean, Fergie used to do it all the time. Yeah. So I can't go against Klopp for trying to do like them underhanded tactics. Fergie would always drop them comments in the press conferences. So yeah, I can't.
Klopp's learned well, I think.
So Klopp's being smart. Jose does it as well. You know what I mean? So it's all right. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. But have they got a point? No. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens on Sunday. But with the officiating on a whole, like I said, if it's Michael Oliver, I'm not watching the game, because that's just a straight loss. It's a loss. It's a loss for us straight away. But that referee is probably going to be under the most. That's what I'm hoping that it's my guy Mike Dean, bruv. It's my guy Mike Dean, bruv.
I hate Mike Dean more than any other referee. You know that. I hate him. I'm just gonna check to see if the referee has been named.
I love Mike Dean, bro. Mike Dean's my guy. But yeah, whoever's doing the middle for that game is going to be under immense pressure, because any decision that referee or the assistants get wrong, oh my Lord, that I feel sorry for them. They're probably just going to get demoted down to the championship if they get anything wrong. So they've got to make sure they've got to have the best officials and their calmest officials to do this game. That's why my guy Mike Dean should do the middle, right, and get what's his name? Like Kevin Friend in the VAR, making them decisions from VAR, bruv. And the official.
One thing I will say about VAR, and this is probably, for me, it's an amazing thing, because I hated diving more than anything. Diving has almost dropped to a zero in the Premier League because of VAR globally, because you can't get away with it no more. So there's no more diving for penalties. So I think no matter what, there will not be a penalty given away for diving at least. So I'm happy about that. Just to mention, you said that you will be happy to go to Anfield and stink up the place.
Yep.
Surely.
Nope.
Listen, surely. 6 points sounds better than 3 points. So when you see in the middle of that Liverpool defense, Fabinho and Jordan
Reece
Henderson.
Williams. No, Fabinho and Reece Williams, Rob.
No.
Reece
Williams is not going to play.
In the world.
That's why he's not going to play. No, I know Klopp's not going to risk it. I'm sorry.
People say Harry Maguire's slow, blood.
Reece Williams looks like he's running in quicksand. Oh my gosh, you have people like I didn't even know who the West Brom striker was that was burning them out like that. But the guy wasn't even going that quick. I was like, why is he not catching him? But
if I see Reece Williams, and Tony's out injured, I'll happily play Cavani, because I know Cavani can beat him, bro.
That's the joke. So when you see that partnership in the middle, Henderson and Fabinho, does it not give the temptation to go out there? Even I say, stick Cavani up front, because he'll dominate in the air, he'll hold up the ball, and then for me, that defense right now is there for the taking. So, are you telling me the temptation isn't there to go and get the win?
Listen, I'm not saying that I don't want to win the game. I want to win the game, but when I don't want to see what we did against City at Old Trafford a couple of weeks back, when we went for it and tried to go toe-to-toe. If we try and go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, we're going to get our asses handed to us. The last time we went toe-to-toe with City, we lost. When we went toe-to-toe with Spurs earlier in the season, we got absolutely annihilated. So I don't want to see us go toe-to-toe with Liverpool whatsoever, because they're as a team, they're better than us. As a team, knowing their system, and they have a proper coach, they're better than us. So if we try and go out there and play and express ourselves, we're going to get raped badly. Whereas and the thing is, what you got to realize is that Liverpool have struggled this season against the low block. They've absolutely struggled. I know Thiago's fit, which is fucking annoying, but they've struggled against a low block. So if we sit back and do what Oli is known to do and play on the counter attack, I can see us getting something out of that game if we do that. I'm not saying do a Jose and give up 80 to 90% possession, but we play when we have the ball, but don't try and be expansive and be trying to have Harry Maguire up at the halfway line trying to play a high line. None of that whatsoever. But if we're disciplined, listen, Anfield is a fortress, difficult place to go. They haven't lost there since 2017.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. So we have to earn the right to play at Anfield. But if we can survive the first 20, 25 minutes, grow into the game, and then go from there, then I can see us getting something out of the game. Because me personally, with the form that Bailly's in, right, with Maguire, who looks a lot more comfortable. Don't get me wrong, I don't rate the fridge on toes whatsoever. But with those two, it looks a bit more solid. Luke Shaw at the left back position defensively looks good, and we know Wan-Bissaka defensively has got it unlocked. So up against Mane, it's going to be an interesting contest again, because Mane does what Aubameyang does to Wan-Bissaka, which Wan-Bissaka doesn't like, where he doesn't go up against him and tucks inside and makes it difficult for Wan-Bissaka. But yeah, if we get through that first 20-25 minutes and earn the right to play from there, and in the last 20 minutes of the game, if it's still 0-0, we can try and go for it, then listen, by all means, if we can do a smash and grab, I'll take it. But at the same time, I'll happily sit there and watch a snooze fest and walk out at Anfield with a 0-0, irrespective of the defensive issues that they have, because attacking-wise, they are a lot more fluid than us, bar Firmino. But Firmino obviously brings them other qualities.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game. As we know, you guys have not beaten Liverpool since...
It's 2008. Am I right in saying 2018? Yeah, 2018. That was at Old Trafford.
Yeah, that was at Old Trafford. That was was it 2-1?
Yeah, Rashford scored 2. That's
Rashford, and then
that's the first time that he raped. Listen, when I tell you, I can't wait for Rashford to get a hold of Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of people.
I prefer Martial, because just like you, I don't rate that guy as highly as a lot of other people do. Just like you.
Well, Tony's got fitness issues, but
I know.
If Tony starts, he's going to start through the middle. Cavani won't start. But my only issue is that I think
Cavani will start.
Nah, he won't. He was awful against Burnley. He was terrible.
But but that's the thing. I knew he was going to be awful against Burnley for the start, because that's what Burnley love. That's Burnley's bread and butter all day. But against that Liverpool team, as I said, Fabinho and Henderson, they're 5'9". About 5'9", 5'10". You will happily play someone like Cavani in the air there.
I think if Tony's out, Cavani starts. But if Tony's not out, I think Tony starts through the middle. My only issue is that I know what Ole is going to do if Tony starts, because Pogba will play on that left-hand side, because Fred and McMahon are going to come back in. They're going to come back in. Yeah, 100%. Away at Anfield, 100% Fred and McMahon are going to come back in. So Pogba will start on that left, and then Rashford on the right. And we've seen that Rashford's not comfortable on the right. Against Andy Robertson, I don't see him getting much change. But against Trent, oh my gosh. Listen, when I'm tired of people trying to tell me about this fraud, bruv. Don't get me wrong. Going forward, with them crosses in the box, he is brilliant. I can't deny that. But this is what I keep telling people. Trent is lucky that he's got a manager that knows what he's doing and the system that he plays in. For England, he's awful because he can't defend. Man cannot defend for his life, bruv. Listen, if someone's burgling his house, he's just going to let them take it, bruv. I'm telling you this from now. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people getting onto Wan-Bissaka, because as much as Wan-Bissaka is awful going forward, the guy does what a fullback is supposed to do. First, if you're a fullback, you're supposed to defend. Defend first is your mantra, but obviously the modern day fullback is supposed to go up and down. I'm tired of Trent. Rashford, listen, he's spoken to Boris and got the free school meals. He's going to be eating on Sunday. Eating on Sunday. If he doesn't eat Trent on Sunday, sell him. Sell him if he doesn't eat Trent on Sunday, bro, because that guy is there for the taking, especially because he's not in form either. I'm telling you, man, that down that side, it's time to eat, bruv. It's feeding season.
I fully agree. Like, if anyone there disagrees with us, happily put your comment below. But his form this season has shown that teams have kind of figured him out, and the fact that he hasn't been as prolific when it comes to terms of assists shows that he's been staying back a bit more because of his defensive capabilities. And I've said it from day. I'm like, as good as he is going forward, I have seen Trent be skinned, burnt alive, eaten too many times.
That West Brom game.
Anytime.
What was his name? The one that got injured
Which one?
in the West Brom game. Was it Diallo or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When he was raping him until
Yeah,
before he got injured.
I know. Yeah. Adama Traore plays with Trent's life, flipping. Even I've seen Lacazette do. Everyone has done Trent, and he started to turn into too much of a liability because of his defense. Because as TJ said, you need to be able to defend first. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting battle on Sunday. Anyway, time for our predictions. We're going to do an early prediction for this one. Let's go TJ first.
Oh, mate.
I know what he's going to say, actually.
I'm trying to be positive. Right. I'm gonna go with listen. I'm gonna go with one, but this is what's going on.
Yeah.
The me that you know says Liverpool are gonna win. Says Liverpool are gonna win like 3-0. The me that you know says Liverpool are gonna win 3-0.
Yeah.
The positive me is gonna say that we're gonna smash and grab and get out of Anfield with a 1-0.
Really? Woo!
That's the positive me.
Not even 1-0.
The neutral me,
yeah,
is saying that it's going to be a 0-0 draw.
Okay.
I can't predict. I'm trying to stop predicting my team losing. So I'm gonna go with a 0-0 draw.
0-0.
But you know me, I fully expect Liverpool to win the game. But I'm going to try and be positive, and I'm going to say a 0-0 draw. Because I can't say that we're going to win it. I can't say we're going to win it. I'd be lying to the people if I said that I believe that we can get out of there and win it. Don't get me wrong. I think we can cause them problems. And as I said, if we can stay in the game as long as possible, we can smash and grab. But I'm going to go... Like if you're gonna write something down, write down 0-0. But you know, I fully in the back of my mind expect Liverpool to win this game.
Nah, this is a hard one because on one hand, as you said, I'll tell you what it is. This is a game where, and I know we haven't seen it before, but Ole has to be a manager and a coach. He has to somehow go into his book of tricks, get the personnel right. I think the personnel comes first. If he's too negative, we've seen what happens when United are too negative. You know, you could overwhelm them, like Red Bull Leipzig did. If they're too positive, he can't manage a game like that because you know we saw what Man City did. So he has to find the balance. He has to play the right personnel.
He's gonna. Well, the goalkeeper picks itself. The back four picks itself.
Yeah.
Fred and McTominay will come back into the midfield with Bruno.
I don't like that.
And neither do I. But that's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. I'd play Fred. I'd play Fred and not McTominay. But that's what he's gonna do. And then the front three is where the issue comes because I fully expect Tony to be out, which means the front three is going to be Pogba, Cavani, and Rashford. But as I said, if Tony is fit, you take Cavani out and put Tony in because he wants like more pace on the break than just Rashford. Okay. Me personally, back five, the keeper on the back four picks itself. I wouldn't play Telles in this game because it's away at Anfield. It's away at Anfield, so I wouldn't. Yeah. I'd play Fred, Pogba, and Bruno. That's the midfield three that I would go with. And because I'm talking about playing the low block and play on the counter, if Tony's fit, I go Rashford, Tony, and Gunwood. If Tony's not fit, I go Rashford, Cavani, and Gunwood. And try and do that. But I think the team that I said Ole is going to pick is the team that's going to play. It's just a case of whether or not Tony's fit or if he's out with a hamstring injury. But yeah, Mayonnaise doesn't get in the team for me. I think it's disrespectful for him to be in this game. I don't care if it's away at Anfield. Yeah. I think Fred and Pogba are good enough to combat, especially if that friggin' donkey Henderson is playing centre back. I think that midfield would be even more lightweight.
Yes, I think that midfield is there for the taking.
Because it will be what? Thiago, Wijnaldum, and maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain. And I'm thinking, don't be wrong, that midfield's got energy, but it's lightweight.
Yeah, it's lightweight, man.
And I think if Fred was to sit on Thiago, I think the other two, Pogba and Bruno, can deal with. But it all depends. Like I said, the thing is, I don't mind if Henderson plays in that midfield, because it means that Reece Williams is going to be playing centre back, bruv. And as I said, bruv, I'd even play a Garlo there, because I think a Garlo can beat him. I think a Garlo can beat him in a foot race, bruv, the way how they play. But I think what I said for Ollie is going to play, he's going to play. And I don't like that for two reasons. One, because I don't want McTominay in this team. But two, you need to have Rashford up against Trent. Because Rashford against Robertson, it's not going to be as easy as Rashford against Trent. Yeah. And in that 2-1 that we did win at Old Trafford in 2018, Rashford burnt Trent, and that's where he got his 2 goals from. Yeah. But so in that, you can try and make your prediction from that.
I would like to see United have a goal, but be sensible. So I would like to see Fred, see Pogba playing in a double pivot. As you said, Bruno ahead of them. Depending on injuries, as you said, I think you go with Cavani, Rashford on the left, and Greenwood. Yeah.
Or even try and bring Sonic the Hedgehog into this conversation.
No, listen. Only because if you're playing Sonic, you can play a bit more deeper and just have him on the counter. So that way, Robertson.
It's playing with 10 men though. It's playing with 10 men.
Greenwood hasn't been I don't like Greenwood out wide.
I know.
I don't like him out wide because he's not a wide. I prefer him. I like him as an inside right player. Inside right, where he's allowed to come in. What you need is someone out wide to keep Robertson out, because he's a creative player at the moment. Robertson is doing what Trent was doing last year. They're actually focusing a lot on the left. So that's the only reason I would actually say, because I don't like him either, but I think Dan James might have a game.
I don't think Ollie would. I don't think Ollie would put him in. Reason being for what I said, because he's going to play Pogba on that left-hand side. The only way I can, if Ollie decides to leave, the thing is, if Pogba plays in midfield, Ollie's going to leave out Fred. And I'm telling you just now, if he leaves Fred out of this game, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I was like, you can't leave out Fred. But I think to accommodate getting Sonic in, he played Pogba in the double pivot, but play McTominay, Bruno, and then play Rashford on the left, Sonic on the right, and then Cavani through the middle. And I'm like, even that team doesn't. Sorry, I just saw Wilfried Zaha trying to fight somebody. Even that team doesn't do it for me. But we'll see. But yeah, man, your prediction.
My prediction, such a hard one.
It's Anfield, bro. They haven't lost there for 2 years.
I know, but I think Liverpool are there for the taking. And I think if United, if that was Alex Ferguson going into this game, I'm putting it down as a United win. I'm going to play it safe.
If we had Poch,
I
wouldn't say a win, but I'd say it'd be a lot. I'd be a lot more confident. But as I said, I have confidence in the players to try and do what they need to do. Not in Ole, but in the players, I have confidence. Don't be wrong. As I said, I'm not trying to bash Ole. At the end of the day, he's gone on the run. He's got some good things. But I think when he comes up against another manager that is levels above him, he always gets found out. And Pep did it the other day, and Klopp could do the same, which is why it was so dependent on the players to turn up and try and do something, because we know if it goes wrong, there's no way in which we're going to be able to turn it around.
I'm going for 1-1.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, one more thing before we go into the rest of the fixtures.
Yeah.
You see all you Pogba slanderers, yeah? All you
I forgot
Pogba
about
slanderers,
this.
yeah?
I forgot about this.
Just keep quiet, innit? Like, just leave him alone. Leave him alone. And I'm not even saying it because, like, I'm tired of this negativity of comparing players to other players.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it in the football club. And it's not just our football club, it's many other football clubs as well. Right? But what I don't like is the energy that people have. Like, when Bruno does what he does, right, and puts up the stats, people are wanking in socks and they're having a party, right, about what Bruno's done and he carried United and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. And when Pogba, who single-handedly took over that second half against Burnley, right, goes and puts in a man-of-the-match performance again, like he's done in previous games, Sheffield United, West Ham, to name some, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's a team performance. Suck your mums. Suck your mums. Have the same energy that you lot have for Bruno and Rashford, for the likes of Pogba and Martial. Have that same energy, right? Because at the end of the day, they all play for the one club that I support, which is Manchester United, right? And we want to see Manchester United do well. So stop with the nonsense, stop with the agendas, and just support the team. Yes, you're going to like certain players and not like other players. Fair enough, but just give players credit when credit is due. That's all you ask for. Like, Bailly, people want to buy out of the club, and I've always said I love Bailly, but he's injury prone. And look at what he's been doing in the last couple of games. Like, Maguire looks like a half decent midfield, a centre back now with Bailly there. You know what I mean? But these like the likes of Bailly, Martial, Pogba, like they all have one thing in common, which we're not going to get into. But apart from being foreign. Just relax, leave it alone. We need these players if we're gonna challenge for the title and try and win a trophy. We still got the Europa League, we still got the FA Cup. We need these players. So just come as one. Give players praise when they need it and criticize when they don't. If they don't perform, if they perform, give them the praise. If they don't perform, don't try and find excuses. Give them the criticism that they deserve. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day, you can't escape criticism in football because everyone wants their teams to do well. But all I want is the same energy that everyone has for certain players, the Brunos and the McTominays and the Dan Jameses, the ones that are saying be positive and this one club and whatnot. Have that same energy for Pogba instead of saying that, oh yeah, he's only playing well because he's looking for his new contract elsewhere. If he's going to leave, yeah, right. Remember, he didn't have to come back. Sorry, I'm going off on one, but he didn't have to come back to Man United. He could have gone anywhere else. He could have gone anywhere else, but he came back because he said that's the club that he grew up with and he wanted to win things with. If he leaves now, it's not because he hates the club or it's not because he's not performing. It's because the negative fans that are there drove him out of the club. And to coincide with the fact that the club isn't matching his ambitions, right? The guy's 27, 28. He's out. He's one of the best centre midfielders in the world. He wants to win things. He's tired of looking at the De Bruynes and the Van Dijks and the Cristianos and the Messis of this world and the Mbappes, even though Mbappe's in the French league, don't matter. But he's tired of seeing them winning trophies and he's not winning anything. Like, there's nothing wrong with having ambition, guys. And if the club isn't matching that and the players around him isn't matching that, then if he decides to leave because he wants to achieve bigger and better things, then let him. But as fans, a lot of them have given him no reason to stay. And that's not just him. That's with Tony as well. If Tony said he wanted to leave, and Bailly as well. Bailly said he wanted to leave. So come together, enjoy the fact that we're top of the league, and let's try and enjoy the rest of the season and try and be as positive as we can be. I'll leave it there.
I second that. As I said, as much as I love fan channels, we're a fan channel and everything, the one thing fan channels have done is make the fan bases a lot more toxic. And a lot of people start to support players rather than support the club, which is what, we don't want to see that. At the end of the day, you support the club. And as a fan of the club, you have to support those players. You as you said, criticize them when they do bad, But when they do good, like Pogba has been, for some reason, I think Pogba has played what? I'll give about 5-6 games now that he's probably been the best player in the team.
By far, bro. By far.
United.
I remember he's coming back from injury, long-term injuries, and he's coming back from Corona as well.
I've not heard much about it. I haven't heard the media talk about it.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. The only person that I can say I've heard like media pundits that have said anything, and I don't really listen to the radio, but in terms of TV, is and I can't stand him because he knows nothing about football, but it's Jamie Redknapp after the Burnley game, bro. He was like, we normally get, when Bruno plays well, we give him the praise, but Pogba was outstanding today. He ran the show. And he did. Like, instead of like, and to be fair, Gary Neville does as well. And he's even when Jamie Carragher's saying sell him and blah blah blah, he's chatting shit because this guy thinks Henderson is God's gift, and he thinks Henderson's better than fucking Messi and Ronaldo, and all these fucking dumb Liverpool pundits that piss me off, bro. Talking about this fucking donkey and Jordan Henderson, bro, who can't play for England at all because he's shit. Yeah, but because he's got Klopp in the system, this guy's Klopp's got Henderson looking like a fucking prime Pirlo, bro. Yeah, that's what Klopp's got. That's what Klopp's done, not what Henderson does. Because he's fucking shit, right?
Agree.
But
I agree. Liverpool fans, if you're hearing this, let's hear what you got to say. But go on.
Bro, I hate Jordan Henderson, bro. It made me go off on a tangent, but yeah, like they don't want to give credit where credit's due. On Sunday, when it comes up, in the talk, the pre-match when they bring up Pogba, bruv. Watch Graham Souness change colour, bruv. Man's gonna go all red, bruv, talking about it's still Pogba's fault that the world have coronavirus. It's Pogba's fault that we won't get the vaccine. Like that's all it's gonna be. Roy Keane's gonna be like, he's supposed to do that. No, I mean, like, get out of here, man. Give the guy credit when credit's due. Like, he's come back and he's playing well. Like, get off your agendas and get off your high horses and show some respect to the players. You know, like, that's what makes me sick about these pundits. They know how it feels like to be criticised. I don't mind. No one escapes criticism. But when you make it personal and making it agenda, you know what that feels like. Roy Keane went through it because he was always getting sent off for Man United and the whole fallout with Sir Alex Ferguson. And you're still going at certain individuals. Like, get out of here, bruv.
No, I agree. I fully agree. If you guys agree, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments.
Any of you Liverpool fans out there, bruv, don't at me. Don't at me. Yeah, let me have this.
At him, bro. At him.
Don't at me. Let me have this because, like, you lot haven't heard me ever be this positive since we started this franchise about Man United, bro. So listen, let me have this. And then on Sunday, we'll see what happens in it. But I will say this, though. I will say this before we carry on. I'd keep talking, bro. You need to stop me from talking. I will say this. If we win that game at Anfield, right, bro, we're doing a live match reaction straight after the game, bro. We're doing a live match reaction after the game, bro.
It's true. I will say as a neutral, just a final thing. As a neutral, I hate United. I don't like Liverpool as well. But it is good to see a top of the table clash with these two great rivals. It's what I grew up on, to be honest.
I think
I grew up on the Man United Liverpool
rivalry. The last one was 08-09 when they came to Old Trafford and beat us. Was it 4-1?
Yeah.
Was it 4-1? Yeah. I think that's the last time like there was something on the line when we played Liverpool in the league.
Yeah, I agree. So
it is good.
Definitely.
What other fixtures you got for us, Truth, for us to predict?
Let's talk before we just go on. Let's have a quick talk on one of the games that I want to predict, and that is Sheffield United and Tottenham.
Bro, you read my mind. You know that because I actually wanted to talk about Spurs.
Yes,
I wanted to talk about Spurs. I got some stuff down here.
So do I. I want to talk about Spurs because, as I said, they've got a manager there that I have blamed this season for the how to put it, the de-evolution of football in the Premier League. The increase of more we're seeing a lot more negative tactics from certain teams, especially the middle teams. They've been a lot more negative than they were when there were fans there. A attacking football has dropped a bit, and I think Mourinho has played a part in that. And I think everyone got carried away when Tottenham were top of the league. Since then, just like Chelsea, if I look through their past results, they have.
I got that for you. I got that for you. So
Oh,
since I think it's since I think I wrote it from since they got the win against City in the last 8 games in the league, they've won 2, drawn 4, and lost 2 since the win against City. So their form hasn't been great at all in the league. And I think that win against City was when they went top, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but yeah, their form in the last 8 games, 2 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. So they're not doing well at all, and it coincides with what you said, because we've like in the games that I've watched for Tottenham, bar when they played you lot, it seems like any time they go 1-0 up.
Even when they played us, they only had 2 shots.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's true actually. But anytime they go 1-0 up, it seems like they've got this sit-back mentality, and then hoping to hit on the counter-attack. And yes, in the beginning it was working, but this guy had them sitting back in the game against Fulham. Like, bro, you're playing Fulham at home, bruv. Like, what is there to be afraid of? What? Loftus Bumsy? Like, what is there to be scared of?
How do you give up? And this is what astonished me. Why and how do you give up 65% possession
at home
against Fulham?
It's mad. Like, I don't like, and this is Maureen through and through. And listen, as you lot know, I'm not like the truth. I don't hate Mourinho. Like, certain times I give credit where credit's due when he wins things, and he does the Mourinho masterclasses, they like to call it, even though truth absolutely hates it. But I just don't get why with Kane, because I think in the team he started with Kane, Son, and Sissoko as his front 3. Sissoko, and then he was playing Winks Højbjerg and Ndombele in the midfield at home against Fulham.
I don't get it.
And they beat. It's not like they went extra time in the FA Cup. They didn't even, like, that team didn't even play like in the FA Cup. So I don't get why they started that team and why they sat back and let Fulham get into the game and ended up drawing it. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And it's, as you like, Truth, I have to give credit where credit's true. Truth has said it's not sustainable and they will get found out. Now, don't get me wrong, because I still think they're they're still only 6 points off the top of the league. So it's not like it's dire straits. But in terms of the football that's being played, if you are a Spurs fan, you can't be happy with what you're seeing. And I said it once and I'll say it again. All right, don't be wrong. He's got to, like, for Spurs, it's trophy or bust this season. We know that. But if he doesn't win the League Cup, if he doesn't win a trophy for Spurs this season, Harry Kane and Son cannot stay. They cannot stay for the amount of time that they've been there, A, and B, because of the manager they got, because it's not going to get anybody. They cannot stay. And this is his second season, and obviously he's known to win things in his second season, but it can't be done, especially when he's known for winning trophies. And if he doesn't win this one this season with his negative football, and Poch went and won his first trophy at PSG last night, so it can't be good. It can't be good at all.
And as you said, I called it because one thing that you just can't do in this league, and this is why I know people compare Ole and Mourinho or United and Tottenham, but the one thing United do is they commit people. They commit. If United need a goal, they will commit people forward, even when they don't need a goal. You saw against Burnley, they were always committing people forward, people coming forward. They got the numbers going forward. And this is something Tottenham don't do. You can't just play with Kane in that quarterback role as a CDM and then Son just running beyond, and you've got no one else. And then you get the goal. Imagine that. You get the goal and you're saying to a team We're talking about a Premier League team here. Premier League teams have quality players. Even the worst teams have quality players that if you give them enough of the ball, they will hurt you. And that's what Mourinho is doing. You cannot give it 65% possession against teams. Not only it's not sustainable because it makes your players tired. Because chasing the ball is tiring.
It's tiring,
So,
yeah.
Me and you played football, even in Sunday league football. If you're chasing that ball for even 30 minutes, you get tired. You get tired, and it's not sustainable. But he's stuck in his ways. It was working, and it's come unstuck. And when it comes unstuck, that's when things start going bad. He's lucky that there are no fans in the stadium.
Oh yeah.
Because Tottenham fans would. I know Tottenham fans are used to losing, so that's fine with them, and they lose to bad results. But one thing they do not like is being bored while they're having poor results. They've always been that kind of team. So
it makes no sense though, because when you look at that Vinicius scored a hat trick. Yes, Marie against Marine, but he scored a hat trick on the weekend. Not saying that you should start over Sugarcane, but you could bring him on. Bergwijn, why didn't he start? Lucas Moura scored in that game. Why didn't he start?
Bale was on the bench.
Who?
Bale was on the bench.
Bale was on the bench. As much as he's there for his retirement fund, like he's collecting his pension. Like at the end of the day, he's there as well. Do something positive to change the game, but he didn't. Spurs are where they are. As I said, they're only 6 points behind the top, so it's not all doom and gloom. But it's just not something that you want to see as a Spurs fan, especially at home. And the final thing, like of all of that from last night, is it was a derby.
That's the joke.
It was a London derby. Yeah, it's not obviously like it's not a North London derby, but it's still a London derby. And you went in there and you limped over the line and got a draw. So, as I said, long term it doesn't look good for Spurs. But as for the fans, they'll accept it this season because, as they said, it's trophy or bust, and they're in a final. Yeah. So they'll accept it as long as silverware comes at the end of the season. But who's it they're playing? You said they're where?
Sheffield United, and it's important because Sheffield United must be buzzing. 2 wins in a row. They're on top of the world. That's their first 2 wins of the season.
I know, it's crazy.
First it's 2 wins of the season in January. That is crazy.
Mad. Shout out to 2, another loss for Newcastle and that, but it is what it is. But
so this is gonna be.
They would be buzzing, and I can't see Sheffield United getting anything out of the game, but like they should be confident. They should be confident.
I can, but I won't go for it. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not going to be confident to go and say Sheffield United are even going to get a draw, because at the end of the day, they still only beat Newcastle because they had 10 men and they still struggled. Yeah, and they still struggled. So I'm not going to be confident and be.
I'll say 2-0 to Spurs for that one.
2-0 to Spurs. I'm not even confident Spurs can even score 2 goals anymore. I think it's just 1-0 and sit back. So I'm just gonna go 1-0 Spurs. I'm gonna go 1-0 Spurs for this one. Yeah, 1-0. Just to run through a few of the games. You said 2-0, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Run through a few of the other games. So we have. Wait, is this? Yeah, this should go ahead. Very important game. Your boy, Fat Frank. Huge game for him. Huge game. Fulham versus Chelsea.
Oh, West London derby. Who's at home?
Fulham.
Who's at home?
Fulham.
Nah, I still think Chelsea are going to win.
They should win.
Chelsea are win.
I don't know, man. Fulham have turned a corner, man. I know no one's been, keeping this. They think that's just Fulham, but they're putting surprising results.
Nah, Fat Frank can't afford to drop points in this game. He cannot afford to drop points in this game. So I think people will turn up. I think Werner scored in the weekend at the FA Cup to get himself a little bit of confidence. Loftus Bumcheek can't play in the game. So I can see Chelsea winning it 2-1.
2-1.
Mm.
I
think I'm
gonna. I know he has to, but I'm just looking through Fulham's results dating all the way back to.
They've got some decent results.
October. They've 1-1 with Sheffield United, which was disappointing. They lost to Palace. They beat West Brom. Lost to West Ham. Lost to Everton. But they've only been losing by the odd goal, they've got a few good results. 1-1 with Liverpool. They drew by.
They should have won that one.
Yeah. The Fulham game, the Newcastle game where they got a red card, still pulled out a 1-1. 0-0 with Southampton. Southampton were up there. 1-1 with Tottenham. They've been fighting. They've been scrapping away. So I can't confidently say that Chelsea are going to go them and blow them away. I expect them to. But as you guys said, Fat Frank is the what do you call it? Barking. You got to turn on.
That's at the Fulham Broadway Leo Warnock, bruv.
You guys are cruel. So yeah, I think I'm
nothing to do with me. Hey, listen, people, Chelsea fans, don't at me. I didn't say it. It's someone in the comments that said it, innit? So don't at me.
Oh man. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
No, that's me as well. 2-1.
Yeah, I got 2-1 Chelsea. What other games are there? Is the Man City game going ahead? Yeah, Man City game is going ahead. Man City Palace. Palace are holding Arsenal at this point in time.
Still 0-0 with a couple of minutes to go. I just wanted to touch on City for a second because nobody is talking about them. They are silently going on about their business. They got the 1-0 win against Brighton where they didn't really look impressive at all. Obviously, still got players to come back. They still got a lot of players out with either injury or corona. Aguero's freshly gone out with corona now after coming back from injury. But since the loss at Spurs, they're 8 games unbeaten, 6 wins in the league, 6 wins and 2 draws, 4 points behind United at the moment with a game in hand, and they've got Palace and Villa at home next. What's changed with Pep and City since that loss at Spurs?
Pep has learnt a valuable lesson in the Premier League. When you have 2 seasons of everything going your way, last season not going your way, this season not going your way, as a great manager, you have to take stock. You can't be overconfident. Alex Ferguson did it. He learned to revise his team. And that's what Pep's done. What he has done is Pep has said, if I'm not going to win the game, I'm not going to lose the game. So they're not going as gung-ho as they were early in the season. Like when they went against Leicester, they just went all out, kept on attacking, got punished for it. A few other games, Tottenham punished. They weren't playing that well. So they've gotten a lot more stable in defense. Diaz has been a revelation.
Oh, he's brilliant.
He's something about Benfica. Benfica, when players come off from Benfica, they usually do well in the Premier League. They produce good players out over there. So Diaz has been a revelation there. The teams are a lot more stable. One thing that they're doing, that they're surviving on, is not having a striker. I don't know how they're doing it.
That false 9, I mentioned it in the last video about Lindelof and Fridge on toes not being able to do anything because they had no one to mark. And obviously Pep's done it before. He's done it with Lionel. I mean, brilliantly. It was the first time that someone had done it with Lionel playing that false 9 and doing it well. So he knows how to play and navigate the system. And because of the style of football that they play, where it's passing and moving, they can afford to do that because anyone else will, because they switch a lot. So anyone else will take up that position. And it wreaks havoc for defenders. It wreaks absolute havoc for defenders because you've got no one up against you. And you all know as a centre-back, you want to have someone up against you that you always want to have someone up against you as a defender, so you know where the man is and you can mark. So it doesn't surprise me that City have done well without centre forward. If there's any team that was going to do it, it's going to be City that are going to do it. Is it sustainable? No, because you need that vocal point, because you need someone that's going to get you those goals in the season. But at this moment in time, they're surviving, and because of their league position, no one's talking about them. But as I said, they've got Palace and then Villa. They win that game in hand, they go a point, or depending on what happens in the results, they could end up top. Yeah. They could go top. So everyone was saying, like, counting out City and saying they're dead food and they're done. Nah, mate, no. Oh, and that's why I said it's a crazy season, because like United can go from being top of the table, and after this, like next week of fixtures, where like they got like 3 games in like 7 days or something like that. Bro, they could be looking at being like outside the top 4. And that's how tight it is up there, because obviously there's teams that we haven't mentioned in Leicester and Everton as well that are up there. So it's crazy. But City are just creeping along nicely under the radar, and no one's talking about them.
I think they like it. They prefer it that way at this point in time as well, because, you know, there are not much people are talking about, and then by the time people start talking about them, it's too late. Like, they're already going on a run. So I will say though, they, as you said, I do think they do need that focal point. We saw against Brighton, they struggled to put Brighton away because no one was really getting beyond, making those runs beyond the defenses all in front of Brighton. So it does make it a bit easy to play against. So
and Sterling's in awful form as well, bruv.
Yeah,
I think he's got like 1 in 8, and that penalty miss. Oh my
that was
lord!
Shocking.
Bruv,
that was shocking.
Man was trying to kick the thing back to Church Road, bruv. He was trying to give the man them a souvenir. That's what he was doing with that ball.
So they do need a focal point when it comes to that. They're playing Palace. So I said Palace are holding us. Palace are always one of those tricky sides.
0-0.
Yeah, 0-0. So what is your prediction for this game?
City are at home, innit?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, 2 home games.
Ooh, see. I'll go 2-0 Palace. I'm sorry, no 2-0 City.
2-0 Palace.
No, it's because Palace were on the TV, people. That's why. 2-0 City.
Yeah. Palace are always a tricky side, but I think the one thing Palace always mess up in is when they have too many games one after the other. Because as we said, chasing the ball, and that's what Palace love doing. They love playing a counter-attack. Chasing the ball doesn't do well, and they're going to have to chase like flipping monkeys against City. So I'm going to go 3-0 City for this one.
What's the next prediction, Truth?
Arsenal, Newcastle. That's just coming off a draw. I wish Truth was here.
Nah, man, that's an Arsenal win through and through, bruv. Like, Newcastle are in bad form at the moment.
Yeah,
they just can't get out of a rut. They cannot get out of a rut at this moment in time. It's always a good game. It's always a good game to watch. But I think you lot being at home, Newcastle in bad form.
I think because we beat them. I think because we beat them a few days ago, that they're gonna try and make a bit more harder.
To be fair, they put up a fight in that FA Cup game. I mean, it went to extra time.
But the problem is they played 5 at the back, and I'm not talking about 3 and then 2 wing backs. They played 5 at the back. It's 5 at the back, so Newcastle.
I still think obviously you lot are unbeaten in 4 now. Yeah. Newcastle on a bad run. I think I'm going to say 3-1.
I know. I still don't feel we're as free scoring as we can be. I still think we're having issues creativity wise. We did have Partey back today, which was a good plus. We do have Tierney that should come back, who's become a huge player for us, creativity-wise.
Yeah, him and Saka have been your two best players.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 2-0. We have improved defensively. As I've said it before, if you are not going to win a game, at least don't lose it. Put yourself in a position not to lose games. So, yeah, I'm going for a 2-0 win. Yeah, 2-0.
Any more fixtures, Truth, or is that the last one?
That's the last one of the big six since United and Liverpool play each other.
All right. Well, that is it, guys. Predictions have been made. If you disagree, or you got your own predictions, make sure you put it in the comment section below. As we always say, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment on any videos. We got lots more content coming up. We got UFC coming up. If Tooth can sort himself out, we got UFC coming out with Conor and Poirier. And also, if that doesn't come up, we gotta have NBA talk as well. Something massive has happened in the NBA, but that myself, the Truth, and Mr. KA need to discuss, because I'm tired of Kyrie and I'm tired of him. But James Harden going to the Nets is something that we need to talk about as well. And obviously, we still got football talk and so much more content to go out throughout this year. But for now, that is it from us. Pray for us, people. Pray. Listen, I don't know what it is. Ole's Obia man, you know what to do. You know what to do. Yeah, do what you need to do, because, as I said, if we get that smash and grab at Anfield on Sunday, it's a live match reaction. Man will have the rum punch ready. Yeah, because at the end of the day, that is something to celebrate, because it's not just the fact that we go 6 points clear of Liverpool. It's not just the fact that we be top of the table, but to break that run of them not losing at home as well is something to celebrate in itself.
Yeah, it's true.
Give me the good vibes, keep the good vibes coming, because we know that is what United are going off, because they're not getting coached. But we're not going to be negative to Ole. Ole is doing what he can. He's on work experience. It's going to continue a little bit longer, and let's see what can come out of it. But thanks again to my guy, The Truth.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
As we say, people, stay safe. Stay safe out there, because we're not over the hill yet. We're getting there slowly, but we're not over the hill yet. So make sure you look after yourselves. Make sure you look after your family, and just do what's necessary to survive out here. But thank you very much, guys. Peace.
Okay, peace.